G'day scrappers, just thought I'd do a bit of a scrap out today, fill in a bit of time. Thought maybe this gadget here might be interesting. What it is it's a road survey device system thingy majig. Comes in a really impressive casing here. And it's pretty popular brand, might be the only brand, the Hawkeye, and it's a really nice designed case here. I'm not sure once I scrap it out what will be left of the case. It might be just really specific for this thing. So it's the Hawkeye 1000 system, scalable survey solutions, and they use these for road surveying. So this would sit in the car, and then they would have some kind of camera system and sensor system to, just to sense the levels of roads, who knows. So I'm not this is also came with it, so it's same thing, scalable survey solutions. So I'm imagining this was one of the gadgets that they used to do the actual analyzing of the road or whatever it is, ground. So we've got a lens here. It looks like it might be it might be the camera lens, and then here there's another lens, and that's obviously it's infrared, emits radiation when it's powered on, but when it's not powered on, don't have to worry about that. So I'm not sure if I'll get into this part yet. And then there's this really weird part here, and I dare say that this would have been mounted because it's so dirty and dusty. I think this would have been mounted somewhere outside of the car or whatever kind of vehicle, and obviously it's got various in and out ports, all different kinds. So we've got network cable here, and some other kind of cables. So it's just a whole series of little boxes. It might be for the X-ray stream, and just that other unit that I showed you. So there's some LCD. Every second one there's an LCD panel here. So yeah, it might be, just to obviously connect to this system eventually. Really don't know. It's just one of those oddball things. So this looks in really good condition, obviously because it will just sit inside the car. It's still got the key, probably still work. But it'll be interesting to see just what's in it. That's what we're all about. There's another rear entrance here. Same kind of deal, but so it doesn't show a lot in the rear entrance, but I might start by opening the back here. So let me just get some tools. Alrighty. So as usual, I've been flat out. I didn't have a chance to go out and do a street scrap over the Easter weekend because it was just too much going on here. I had Easter bunny duties and all that, so but we're here now, and we're scrapping away. I just came back before from a pickup. I haven't had a chance to empty out the van yet. There was some bunch of PCs, probably about a dozen PCs, and some network gear and just some oddball stuff that I haven't. There's a couple of boxes that had oddball stuff. So I think there were a couple of laptops. So hopefully I get something interesting in that batch that might be interesting to scrap out. Who knows? Alright. Well, I hope it's not going to be too complicated. Well, that's a nice start. A nice thick piece of aluminium to add to the collection. Alright, wow. Okay. So this looks like it's quite high-tech stuff. Quite nice. And who knows? It's another one of those, let's watch eWaste Ben turn something worth $4,000 into $10 worth of scrap. Hey, but that's what I'm all about. I make the sacrifices so you can learn from my mistakes. I mean, just this front panel alone, it just looks, you know, Hawkeye, it looks impressive right from the start. So, you know, got a good feeling it's probably going to be an expensive piece of equipment. Awesome. There's still construction going on behind me. They're putting together a mansion and it's never ending. Alright, get some little screws. Oh, we'll get some brass, maybe. So yeah, been really busy. I've made some good progress on the garage by depopulating a lot of boards. I'm getting there. It's all coming together. Okay, it's coming out from the front. So let me just go back a bit here. Beauty. Nice. Interesting. Ah. A lot of cable in here, I tell ya. Jeez. Well, we've got rid of this anyway. Holy moly. Okay. Well, I guess the first point of call here, some nice gold pins in these sockets here, so they'll be okay. Nice switch here, I like that. So I'm just going to cut this out and start having a little closer look. So it's just non-stop for me at the moment. well, I don't think it's never been non-stop. But that's what keeps me going, keeps me in business. I've actually got to do a scrapyard run too next week. So there we go, we got this panel out. The only thing I really want here are these two ports here with the nice gold pins in there. The rest I'm not going to bother trying to take everything off just to get a little bit of aluminium. Just throw it in steel. Alrighty. So now I think I can unplug a little bit here. If I can. Oh, a lot of USB plugs. Communication ports. Video ports. Wow, so much, yeah, I can see it's all, these are all network ports. Some awesome ports there. Wow, how they work out to put these systems together is beyond me. Everything is so perfectly designed to be packed in just right. Must take a lot of design. All right, so this is just a little switch. So we'll get a little switch circuit board out of there. Might be a good one. Straightforward so far. Cut out some more wire here. Just wondering if anyone's been looking at the metals market, and in particular gold, silver and copper. I remember a couple of years ago I think I did a video on stacking copper and saying that, you know, it might not be a good idea to sell your copper straight up, hang on to it, and you know, geez, it's almost doubled in price since then. So so I was right. And who knows, copper might just continue, you know, with a lot of things being built. They're trying to inject a lot of money into the economy, and one way is through infrastructure. So there's a little mid-grade board here. So I think copper will be holding its price for quite some time. The scrapyard, it's unbelievable. It's almost $10 a kilo here for if you have a ABN, if you're a registered business. Okay, wow, what an incredible wad of wire. In this case, there's only a couple with some gold pins. I'm better off just throwing this into the low grade with plugs rather than, because it's a lot of data cable anyway and stuff, so I might as well get the value. It's going to work out pretty much the same with the plugs or without. Alright, so we've got 3 units here. This one looks really impressive. Wow, wow, that's really pretty. Beautiful gold pins in here. So yeah, it's kind of, yeah, I'm not really sure what it is. Yeah, it's definitely transport research. And I dare say there wouldn't be a great deal in here. It's all extruded aluminium. We might have a look. Okay, so I'll just get this board out. Yeah, just a mid-grade, barely a mid-grade board. this thing. Wow. This must be, there's a little power switch that's always on. And what's the point of having it if it's always on anyway? Says well, it might even have actually, so this might be like the little computer. Well, that's interesting. I think it's got, I saw 2 GB RAM, and it does have Windows enabled. Yeah. So this might be like a little computer. Awesome. Well, I want to get into this. Okay. And just get rid of these little nuts here. Okay. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Looks like kind of like a heat sink around the side here. I hope there is a little motherboard in there, little CPU. That'd be cool. Some steel. Wow, it's all heatsink over it. Nice. Here we go. Wow. Okay, yeah. So it's here's the specs. Intel Core 2 Duo, 2 gig RAM. Wow. And there's a nice piece of extruded aluminium. Cool. I certainly didn't expect a little computer in the box. Wow. There's a little hard drive. That's cute. And there's a, looks like a little network card and a riser card. Here's our little hard drive. Be interesting just to see. I'd imagine it'll be like 512 KB or something. 512 gigabytes, I mean. Always one doesn't want to go. Try the other one. That's better. What have we got? 160 gigabytes, so even smaller. All right. And here we go. Is our PC? I can see the RAM in there, and a great heatsink on top as well. Riser. Okay. So there's another extruded heatsink. And quite heavy, these. Oh, a bit of bonus brass. Little slot card. Good gold fingers on these. These ones are kind of, to me, they're worth taking off and then just throwing this in mid-grade. But then you've got to take off this bracket. But I'll do that. Alright, wow. And there's one RAM stick in there. We're just slowly making our way in. Just a little cardboard. Little compact flash, 4GB compact flash card. Alright, there's our motherboard. How sweet. Cool bananas. Well, battery goes flat as usual. The reason why my battery goes flat halfway through a scrap session is because I'm usually using up a battery that's half been used from street scrapping or something, so I gotta sort of drain them out before I can recharge them, otherwise it's no good for their memory. Alright, well, here's our motherboard. Yay! And we've got a little riser card. This one's actually a nice little riser card. Got some not bad gold pins here, gold fingers, and also gold pins. So I just remove the gold pins and the fingers and then just throw this away. There's our motherboard. It's quite a nice compact motherboard. One RAM stick in here. That's it's actually tied in. It's just a, it's a 2GB RAM stick. There you go. Little BGAs. Class 1 BGAs on RAM when they are BGAs. Some cable, and we've got a tiny little CPU there. Just a well, it's a fiber CPU. It's obviously there's not much gold recovery in these on this side. As you can see, this silicon part, it's nothing. If it was a BGA, it'd be worthless, but because it's a CPU and it's got the gold pins, that's what we're getting our gold recovery from the gold pins. And even these little MLCCs in here will be quite good MLCCs. So, and there's our motherboard. So yeah, just a regular PC motherboard. There's battery here, bit of a tricky one, got to take that out. And yeah, the rest goes as motherboard. One thing we probably can do is we can remove some of these tantalum capacitors. Why not? Another one there, another one there, and that's it. You don't want to touch anything off this motherboard. Like this BGA, this is a nice Intel BGA, gold corner Northbridge chip. We don't want to touch that, otherwise we turn this into barely a mid-grade board. So leave everything on a motherboard, except for, you know, a couple of little things like tantalum capacitors, which isn't going to affect the value. All right, and this is a really nice slab of extruded aluminium. This is super heavy. Wow. So they spared no expense here. Just a little power board. Take off the steel, take out the plugs, and we'll get a little power board. And yeah, some nice long brass risers, and a chunk of aluminium there. Wow. So this chunk here, this doesn't go as extruded. We can put this into cast aluminium, and that is one really nice chunk. You could almost keep this as a aluminium stacker just an oddball bar if you stack aluminium. Not that it's really a good idea. You need an awful lot of aluminium to get a ton, and it will take up half of your garage. And if you want to stack metals, start with stacking copper, and if you can, get yourself a little bit of silver, especially at the moment. The most undervalued commodity in the world, in the history of the world. And so get your if you can, you got a little bit of spare money, get a couple of ounces of silver and build your stack. I thoroughly recommend it. Who knows, it could be equivalent to the next Bitcoin. It's certainly not going to go as high, but I think there's a lot of upside to silver. It just, these manipulated prices can't continue. Something's got to give eventually, and well, that's some nice brass too. So, well, that is one really nice heatsink. I might actually keep this one simply because it's so nice, thick and heavy, and it's compact. It might be useful for a project. So there we go. Wow. So we've got that heatsink, got these two that I'll throw in to extruded aluminium, get that bit of brass off. Got our motherboard, a little hard drive, a little riser card, bonus, one RAM stick, 2 gig, green fiber CPU, little card, little low grade, really nice chunk of cast aluminium. That was pretty awesome. And we've still got our little switch here. So no screws, just going to have to pop it open. Just pop the sides out. See if we can get into it. So really nothing here. It's just basically barely a mid-grade board, but it all adds up. Yep, very basic switch card here. Just got one flat pack underneath the heatsink. Very little there. Lucky to get mid-grade. Then there's this little box up here. And a nice piece of aluminium here too. There's just one screw that doesn't want to come. There we go. Still got to get it out if we want to get rid of this as aluminium. And yeah. So I think this is going to be one of those short and sweet scrap outs. Cool. Got a lot of other interesting things to scrap, so I might do another one real soon. like that. Get rid of this to clean it up later. This is actually a very heavy little box. Got to see if we can look in it. This is like a battery module. So this is a lithium ion battery pack, and just a little mid-grade board there. I was wondering why it was so heavy. So obviously this is what it's all about, to keep the power going. There's our little battery we can dispose of. Put that in with laptop batteries and so on. Just a little mid-grade board, but we do have one gold band crystal we might pinch. All adds up. And yeah, this is the only thing left, and I do want these really nice gold pins in there, but I'm pretty sure I know that there's not much in these things, so and it's probably not even going to let me in. Yeah, that's going to be a bit of work, so I'm not going to really worry about that because I've got a pretty good idea what's in it. And then we've got this part here, which looks really fiddly, and I dare say it's not going to be a great deal, so I really just wanted to do the main Hawkeye box, same as the camera laser thing. Just wanted to see what was in this Hawkeye 1000, and yeah, well, there you go, a little computer. Who would have thought? Well, I hope that was a little bit of fun for you guys. I had a bit of fun. It was quite interesting. I'm going to sort of try and fiddle with these and clear these off as well. Also did get a nice wad of wire as well. That's unbelievable. So yeah, guys, I think I might do something else kind of interesting. Then I'll go and do street scrapping, do that, put that on video. Then I'll probably do another little marathon next week. Got so much stuff to scrap out and oddball things, so yeah, still got to do that server marathon, so heaps to come, guys. So thanks for watching, keep scrapping, have fun, and I'll catch you real soon.